Going live. Okay, we're live. What's up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What is up? We just watched Summer Game Fest, I guess, opening night live. And we got some thoughts about the show. And we're going to talk about it with you all. Come on. Hopefully you guys have joined us. Hold on. I don't see any comments yet. Let me see. Yo. Let me just put something here. Yo. Okay, it'll activate. Let me recycle this. Look to unmute. Okay, all right. So we are live on the show. We just saw it. Summer's Games Fest. Let me just run through the games that were showed in a second. And before I go get you guys' opinions, but let me send this tweet out now. Summer Game Fest thoughts. Okay, let's do that. Hold on 1 second. We good? Yep, live. I just want to get this out here live. Oh, come on. Ain't the damn emoji there. God damn you, Twitter. Stop arguing with Trump and fix this goddamn thing, Elon. All right. See. All right, let's go. Let's post it. Okay. All right. We're posting that. Let me just read through these games that were here. There were over 50 total. I did not log all of them down. We had Mortal Shell, Fortnite Stars, Death Stranding 2, Chronicles, Medieval, Sonic Ridge Racer. Well, I may have written that down wrong. Code Vein, End of Abyss, Game of Thrones game, Atomic Heart 2, The Cube out of the Atomic Heart universe. Onimusha felt that boxing. That was Cold Blood's favorite. Felt that boxing. No,
that was Juice favorite. What are you talking about?
Let it first.
He got his Elmo onesie Cold Blood, just like Jeff Keighley. Onimusha, Arc Raiders, Dune Awakening, Chrono Odyssey, Wutherings, Mio, Out of Words, Mafia, The Old Country, Lego Voyagers, Lies of P Overture, Seven Deadly Sins, Deadpool VR, Dying Like the Beast, Toa Guardians of the Sacred Tree, Acts of Blood, Scott Pilgrim X, Wildgate Blight, Ill, Street Fighter 1 through 6, Last Flag, Wuchin Fallen Feathers, Wu-Tang Clan game, Splitgate, Stranger Than Heaven, and the showstopper, The Ender, Resident Evil 9. We'll start with Juice. Juice, I don't know if you got to go. I'll start with you. And then we'll go to Cold Blood, and then I'll finish. Juice, what were the standouts of the show for you, and what was your overall, your initial rating and thoughts of the whole showcase?
Atomic Heart 2, man.
Okay.
I'm a big BioShock guy. I see, how you always see it just come up. Are you in the store? I didn't really know too much about Atomic Heart. But it's gonna make me buy one. That's how good I like that trailer. It's gonna make me buy one. I'm gonna buy one today.
Okay.
Resident Evil. What's the Dying Light? I like that. I like the other game they made too. What was the name of the other game they made? That looked just was.
Oh, Ill. You talking about Ill?
Ill. Oh my goodness, Ill, bro.
Yeah.
Ill looked ill. So they were the ones that stood out. Resident Evil kind of saved it at the end. It was just too much it was too much fluff in the middle. Like he should have spread out the fluff a little better. Like it was too hard hitting at the beginning, and then like an hour of fluff, bro. Like a hour straight. If it wasn't for you and Cold Blood, I would have fell asleep. I think I would have fell asleep. He laughing, I would have fell asleep.
Oh,
and then the Resident Evil at the end, the fact they're going back to Raccoon City after the bomb, is intriguing as hell, bro.
Yeah,
that's intriguing as hell. So it was down to a 3 to me at one point. I think I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
Man, a 5,
Okay.
maybe 5.5. But that hour was rough to get through, bro.
Yeah.
It was rough to get through.
Ooh. Cold Blood. What are your thoughts? What were your standouts? And what do you think about the showcase overall?
Standout. Nothing comes to mind, really.
Not even Resident Evil?
But we saw only cutscene, really.
True.
Like, yes, of course, I'm absolutely fucking excited for Resident Evil. Don't get me wrong. But for Resident Evil, I would have hoped to get a demo. Because Capcom is known for having, after the show, some kind of demo. Even a little playable teaser or something.
Oh, okay.
Like, that would have sold me even more on the game than I'm already am anyway. But the rest of the show, brother, oh my god, to be honest with you, I was there because I had to be there with you guys. Like, if I was alone, I would have probably turned it off after they started this whole indie bullshit, trash, tinky winky shit marathon of an hour. I probably would have been in my fucking bed already. I'm telling you. Now that was bad. Like, yo, Jeff, get someone else to do your shows. Like, get the money back, but don't come yourself. Don't decide what games come in there. Let someone else do that actually gives a fuck.
Well,
because I don't want a fucking Steam Greenlight show. And that was what we got, really, in the end. Almost 2 hours of Steam fucking garbage. That's insane. You got saved by Resident Evil.
Yeah.
That doesn't even have a fucking gameplay yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it had some gameplay bits probably. I mean, in-game graphics.
Yeah.
Like the beginning there, that is in-game graphics, sure. But bro, you got saved by a fucking cutscene. I'm serious. Your fucking show was almost a 0 out of 10. Like, I would never give a show a 0 out of 10, but this one would have been that. But if you had me watch the fucking director of Resident Evil tell me, yeah, it's gonna come soon, and not show Resident Evil afterwards, bro, I would have said, fuck you, Jeff. Like, seriously, fuck you.
Yeah.
That is a 0 out of 10, bro. Like I was never that much bored on a damn showcase. Not even the future game show, bro. Even that had some games I was interested in.
Yeah.
Insane how fucking boring this show was. I mean, sure, okay, you got your atomic hearts. Yeah, like this shit. Okay, I give you that. I didn't like the first one, so for me it was like whatever. But goddamn, the rest of the show, my god, this was painful. This was hella painful.
Yo, before it ended, me and you was talking, and we was saying maybe PlayStation and Xbox they wouldn't give him no money. You know, we didn't really see none of theirs on there. That's why they had a showcase before and after. You're not getting us with that 500,000 or more. We'll have our own damn showcase, and the whole damn showcase it cost me 500,000 instead of this little 20-second, 30-second clip. Yep. So that's what it looked like. That's where we got a lot of Steam. All of it was third party. I never seen this many Steam games alone on anything, man.
y'all are killing me, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
It got to be ridiculous after a while. Like, me and you was trying to calm Cold Blood down at the first, like, You know he gotta make his money.
Yeah.
You know, ridiculous. Come minute 35. Like, come on, brother. Like,
Yeah.
come on, brother. This what you can fill your time slot with. This what you can fill your time slot with, bro. So this was horrible. Definitely coming off the PlayStation showcase. This was horrible. And Xbox probably gonna kill him in 2 days. This was horrible compared to that.
Bro, I really tried to not be negative, but goddamn.
No, you couldn't.
No,
This was impossible.
No, it was.
Mission Impossible, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Let me check out the chat. Shout out to KL Gaming. He says shit was ass. Hot garbage. Taku Shaku says people crapping on State of Play. Where are you right now? State of Play was good. Summer Game Fest was massive. Geek Sneak. See, that was an indie game show. There was no AAA. You think Ubisoft or EA might have 1 or 2 titles in there. High on Life says Jeff's shows have always been no better than mid. Today sounds like it was bad. Otaku then says Summer Gotcha Game Showcase. I want to pin that comment because I think that's the big. I told y'all.
Appropriate.
Yeah, I told y'all, and I'm not talking to y'all in the panel. I'm talking about y'all that are listening. I told y'all Jeff is a fucking con artist. Forget that he's favorable towards PlayStation. Forget that. This is why I warn people about jumping out of their skin about E3 being gone. E3 needed to be revised. Yes, it did. But it being gone, Jeff just swooped in like a vulture, and all he's trying to do is get revenue. This is not about him having an affinity for games and all the other shit. I'm not saying he don't like games at all, but all this was bloat. This felt like it was funny that Ubisoft wasn't there because it felt like a bloated Ubisoft game, right? This was all bloat. We had 2 hours of a showcase when really all they had at best was maybe 35 minutes that was worth our time. This is the first time ever for any showcase. I don't care if it was ass, if the shit was ass like KL Gaming said. This is the first time ever I literally just stopped recording games. I just stopped. I was like, I'm not even putting this on my spreadsheet. It's pointless. Probably the worst amount of scores. I don't even know how to average this shit out because I was just hurrying up, going through the bullshit and just said, Jeff Keighley is here to pilfer the gaming community because he sees an opportunity. He said, my production company, he's like, look, we're making a whole bunch of money off of the Game Awards. I think Jeff originally saw an opportunity to represent gaming and for him to be the Dick Clark or the Ryan Seacrest of gaming. But then as he saw the money coming in, it started becoming more and more about the ads, right? And him rushing the people off the stage. Now he got called out for it a couple years ago and he changed it just a little bit. But look at the amount of mobile games that was shown at the Game Awards last year. Look, y'all. Outside of Xbox having their showcase, PlayStation having their showcase, and anybody else that really wants to show you some shit having a showcase to represent their games, don't expect Jeff to do it. This is Jeff's cash grab right now. This is for him and his production company to get fat off the hog. That's all this is. You could have showed, look, man, fuck that. You could have saved our Friday, right? And showed us Mortal Shell 2. Okay, you could have had Kojima come on there with that bullshit ass thing and do Death Stranding 2. That was like a couple minutes. You could have did Sonic Ridge Racer, Code Vein 2. What else? Atomic Heart 2, The Cube, Atomic Heart, Unumashu. And then let's go all the way down to Ill. You could have done Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Stranger Than Heaven, I guess, revealed that. Resident Evil 9. What is that? That's a state of play, right? You could have essentially done a state of play, had us go and do our business on a fucking Friday night, And there it is. But why do that when you can milk us for an additional hour and a half? Or you can milk it for an additional hour and a half and get all that ad revenue. All those 30-second slots, I think the numbers were what, 250 for a 30-second slot and then 500,000 for a minute? Come on, man. He's making this is all about the cash now. So it is what it is. What do you, I mean, guys, give your scores. What was your official score, Juice? What did you say, like a 5 out of 10? Or did we lose Juice? Oh, I think Juice left. Oh no, he's muted. Cold Blood, what was your score again? Would you give it a 3 out of 10?
How can you give something where only one game
I gave
a shit about
I
a
gave
3?
it a 5. They had Cold Blood, but I gave it a 5.
Yeah, 3, 5.
No, actually, like, how can you give it even a 5? Like, what the fuck, bro? I'm sorry, I don't understand. For me, that wasn't 1. 1 out of 10 because you had Resident. You're not.
Atomic Heart. But see, you ain't like Atomic Heart, but I like Atomic Heart. I like Ill. I like the other game they made, Beast, whatever. You know, whatever Beast, the one that was a DLC. I like that.
Yeah.
I like Resident Evil. It's like, I had like 4 or 5 games that I liked. That's how I can give it a 5 because I liked them a lot. I liked them a lot, so I gave it a 5 because I was at a 3 before Resident Evil. Resident Evil gave it 2 points by itself because even with the other 4 I liked, Resident Evil going back to Raccoon City is big to me. So I gave that gave it 2 points by itself because I was really at a 3.
If we go by that scoring, okay, then I give it a 2 out of 10. what the fuck?
Yeah.
I give it a 10 out of 10 for just Resident Evil. The rest 0. You happy now?
Nah, I'm with Donald Cowie, which you guys, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to jump me again publicly. Yeah, I give Sony's a 7, and I give this a 3. Yeah, this was awful. This was bad. Even though no, I'm with Juice. I like those games too, but I'm deducting points because I know it's a scam. That's what I'm just deducting points because it was a scam. It's a scam. It's a con. He does it every time. He does it every fucking time. And it's getting worse and worse. Like this one was worse than last year's. And it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. That's the trend. It's on a downward trend. Not because he doesn't know what to do. He knows exactly what he's doing. But because it's a scam, he's doing what he does. King Deuce said it's a 10 out of 0. Yeah, that was hot. That was hot bubbling ass souffle. It was trash. So, yeah, so I'm excited to see Resident Evil 9 like y'all. Ill was good to me, looked good. Yeah, and the games that we mutually, outside of Cobra, he doesn't really care for the Munfish games, but yeah, I'm, everything else that we agreed on, I'm looking forward to seeing, and we'll see, but again, this should have been a 30-minute show, but he had to milk it for an hour and a half, an additional hour and a half. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
This is also the first Mafia game I have no interest in playing.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I don't have any interest.
Me too.
I don't think it looks horrible, but I just don't have no interest. None.
Yeah, me neither.
Let's go through because we've already been here for a couple hours because of Jeff's bullshit. Let me ask. All right, let's jump shit to PlayStation. Talk about that real quick because, I think this is my opinion. Okay, let me say this before we have this discussion. This is about opinions, so there's no right or wrong answers. Juice and Cold Blood's probably gonna say, yeah, no, fuck that. There's no right or wrong answers. And yeah, I'm all for giving each other shit for what y'all feel like is dog shit takes. I'm all for that. But I asked y'all, and I don't think y'all don't do that here. But I ask y'all, Please don't be like these softest Scott tissue motherfuckers out on the internet. Oh man, why you guys so negative? Oh man, you guys can't enjoy gaming. Look, all I'm doing is rating a showcase. I don't know how these games that I like in a showcase, plenty of games when I actually play them are actually dog shit. Prime example, first Star Wars Outlaws showcase. Knock me out my shoes and socks and shit. Knock me out my Pumas, as Next Gen would say. Got the game, played like dog shit. And then there's games that I, originally didn't care for. Project, when I first saw the original showings of Project Eve, I was like, yeah, I'm not into that shit. But then when I played the game, Stellar Blade, it ended up becoming my game of the year last year. Okay. So I'm just ranking the showcase, how games showed to me. If y'all think my take is dog shit, fine. Let me have it in the chat. But please, I'm just asking. Please don't go into that victim shit. Oh man, you people just can't enjoy games. Don't do that. Don't do that. You give me that work. Okay. So I'm gonna give my thoughts, and I'm gonna turn it over to these motherfuckers so they can try to jump me in the alleyway. I didn't think the showcase was horrible. Here's what I'm doing. I would have given it an 8, but 2 things made me deduct a point. And now those 2 things was, I don't like how they played games with Ghost of Yotai. I didn't like that shit. You either show it or just have the motherfuckers announce, hey, we're doing, oh yeah, and for Ghost of Yotai fans, know that a full showcase is coming, right? Or show like 60 seconds of gameplay or 30 seconds and then say, more coming in July. But the real kicker to me, in my opinion, is you have what is potentially going to be a live service game in your show. I think it showed well. I think it showed pretty cool. But my thing is, I don't know how far reaching a fighter is going to be, right? But more important than that, it's the perception to me. Don't stop ending your shit on games as a service. You already got a black eye because of the games as a service stuff. Show people that you're about the single player narratives. So those are your main priorities now. I think if they would have opened the show with this, I think it would have had a better impact across the board. I think that's why people are divisive about this showcase. Some people are saying it's great. It's a 50-50 split. Some people think it was great. Some people think it was meh or whatever. And that's okay. I like that. I like that diversity of thought. But in my opinion, I just don't like the message that is sent at the end. You tease us with Ghost of Yotai, your single player narrative banger, and I'm all for getting a showcase, but you end off with a live service game. That just makes me feel weird. It's like y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Like, y'all need to make us feel like live service, if it's still going to be around, which I don't have a problem with, but it's second fiddle to your games as a service. Okay, that's my opinion. Those are my thoughts. I give it a 7. But Cold Blood and Juice, they're like, we're not having that shit, Moss. All right, I'm tagging them in. Whoever wants to take it first, y'all give y'all thoughts on it. And then again, y'all say what y'all got to say in the chat. Go ahead, y'all.
Bro, I honestly, you 1 point under me, so it's not the 2 things you cared about. If I cared about that, I would have gave it a 7 too. Okay. When Ghost of Yotai came in, me and Cold Blood said together, we already gonna buy this game. We don't care what you show. So we just dismissed that at the same time. Me and Cold Blood said at the same time, we already sold on that. I was more irritated they even showed that and then show me something else because I'm already sold on it. I was a Capcom versus Marvel guy, so seeing Sony have their own version of that popped me a little more. You understand? Like, so if I felt the way you did, I could see me giving it a 7. So, but I didn't have the things you had the issues with. It's perfectly fine because I hate they live service push. I hated that. I hated it when they announced the 12 games. So if I felt the way you felt, I would have probably gave it a 7 too. So I actually understand. You're only 1 point behind me. My issue with the 2s and 3s and 4s on Twitter. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like,
no,
come
yeah,
on,
yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's absurd. That's absurd.
Like,
Yeah.
that was who I had an issue with. But once you told me you gave it a 7, I just backed off. So I don't know if Cold Blood got a problem with the 7.
You know
And
he
I
did.
can understand.
He like, I'm waiting for this motherfucker to finish because I'm going all in.
No, my problem with your shit is you denying the fucking power of a Marvel fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I am.
That's my only issue.
I
Yeah,
am.
see?
I am. And look, I have a fighting background. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am hating. I am a fighting hater. I think fighters and racers, I think they're niche. I know Tekken. I don't disagree with Cold Blood Stott on Street Fighter now. You know what I mean? Like Tekken is, I think, the king now. Tekken proved that on, you know what I'm saying, on Steam or whatever. Oh damn, I didn't realize I was a shot of his ass. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Tekken is the king right now, but I just got this feeling that they're niche, and I don't know, and I could be wrong, but more than that, that doesn't even bother me that much. More than that, I think Sony, post us not knowing if Herm Hulst was going to be in charge with this co-CEO shit that was happening at the time, I think it's important for Sony to pivot from them making games as a service as a priority. I'm not against them doing it, but when you end your showcase, it's like, to me, it's like, it's not as bad as this, don't get me wrong, but it's like Phil ending, what's it called, the XO19 with Redfall. And again, I'm not saying this is bad as but it's showing you what your priority is. You know what I'm saying? Phil can never shake that. He ended the XO19 with Redfall. That motherfucker thought that he had gold in his hands. I don't care anything about him saying, oh no, but we got to show them what it means to be a first party. You don't know what it means to be a first party studio. You ranked it 10 points higher than how it ranked. So shut your ass up, Phil. To me, when you end your showcase with something, or your state of play, whatever it is, that to me sounds like priority. Like, of course, Resident Evil 9 is going to be the most talked about thing out of Jeff's showcase, so he ended it with that. I don't know. I just got a problem with that.
I get what you're saying, I get what you're saying, because you know, Concord and the history of their live services being due to
exactly.
You know? So I understand exactly what you're saying, but I woke up this morning, right? Is YouTube videos of influencers losing their mind over?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw Maximilian. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I'm talking about Afro Sensei, the big ones. You know, the ones losing their mind over that last game because they're fighter enthusiasts, and so it don't apply probably to me and you. You know, I think me and you kind of like the same games. We like games with stories. Let's shoot somebody up, you know, and, you know, give me a good story so I can run through it.
Right, Cobra? Blood!
Yes, blood.
Blood and guts.
But the reaction that game got is the reaction that they wanted. That was a huge reaction they got. So I can see why they put it last. I don't know how that didn't get leaked out. I think that's why maybe it hit so hard, because that there wasn't one leak about that.
Yeah.
Not one. So it hit so hard that I think they got the reaction that they wanted. Because the buzz for that game is ridiculous. That buzz is as high as Death Stranding and Yote now. That's how big that buzz for that game is now. So, like I said, I understand what you're saying, because I'm really off the live service too. But if they're going to do games like that, I'll be more okay with games like that than another damn hero shooter, bro. Let's try to make another hero shooter and make another hero shooter. I don't know how they can monetize this. I don't know what they're going to do with this. I don't know if they're just trying to get people playing online and it's not going to be super monetized, so they could, you know, take it to the shareholders and say, look, all these people we got online and blah, 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 blah. But I just know that got a hella reaction, bro. it got a hell of a reaction. So it worked for them. So like I said, we only 1 point away. Like I was saying again, the 5s, the 4s, the 3s, the 2s I saw on Twitter was more my irritation, because they were the same people that gave that little direct thing from Xbox 9s and 10s. You know what I'm saying? So I just had an irritation with that. But somebody like you giving it a 7, no. And you articulated why you gave it a 7, and I can understand your point in them. So.
Is it Geek says on the Musha, I give State of Play a 9 out of 10. I mean, I'm not mad at anybody's score. I actually like the discussion. And I like the fact that people was like, you tripping. I like that, because it shows that we're not all going to sit there either slurp a company's ass by behind, or we're not all going to just hate for the sake of it, and we're willing to just call each other out on what we think might be over the top stuff or whatever. The only part I didn't like, which none of us did here, only part when I started going on social media and people, oh my, playing victim, why can't people just like, now I will agree, if you gave the showcase a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10, yeah, you're just hating. Like nobody. I'm not even gonna cry to you. I'm just not gonna pay you no attention. You're too far off the spectrum. But yeah, no, I like the discussion. It made me feel good to see that diversity of people, saying, I got what I expected and some, or I didn't get what I was expecting, or I just thought it was man. Geek said you're not a gamer. Geek gave Summer Game Fest a 6 out of 10. You're being very gracious to Jeff and them. Yeah,
he's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a stand-up individual. He's stand up as hell. But no, I get where y'all coming from. I could be wrong. This game could launch next year and it destroy Helldivers. And y'all gonna and call me out. Y'all get me on the podcast, say, Moss, all that shit you was talking, Fighters is gonna do what? And I could be wrong, motherfucker. Okay. Any final thoughts on that before we go to the last subject? Because the Jeff showcase wore me out, man.
Yeah, that showcase was, it did. It felt like I was working. It felt like I was working.
I think none of us would have made it through if we didn't joke about that dog shit.
Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Okay, Xbox news. Not much here except for, well, no, let's talk about it, because we kind of discussed a little bit with the members. Real quick, Black Myth Wukong. The Xbox faithful thought they had something. Let me pull it up here. Let me go to no, I'm on the web. So I'm trying okay, here's what started it. So there's a story that came out from Jez Gordon. I mean, not from Jez Gordon, I'm sorry, from Windows Central, highlighting that Black Myth Wukong is launching August 20th. Then you started having pro Xbox people reacting to this. And I shout out to John Welfare as a fellow analyst. I'm not in gaming, but as someone that does it, keep my lights on. I appreciate crunching the numbers, but I think John Welfare and many work off of a system that's very flawed. We saw in, his debating how many PlayStations were out there. He also doubted me when I tweeted him about what PlayStation was going to accomplish, and he ended up being wrong. And I think John is just working off of a system that's severely flawed. He's working off the same system, Cold Blood and Juice, that what's the dude's name from Nico Group, Daniel Lamar, was working off of when he told me last generation I was wrong about Xbox selling so many consoles. The motherfucker went on NeoGaf and was talking all shit. People had to ping me like, yo, Daniel Lamar like kind of ripping you to shreds. I said, don't even sweat it. Y'all just wait. And several months later, the numbers that I was putting out there was true. How could I know that? Because I know how this works. Normally, analysts pull data from a system. They all work in the same system. And when the system is flawed, it has a cascading effect. Everybody's numbers is flawed. You know what I'm saying? And it was apparent to me that y'all numbers is flawed because I'm talking to a world-renowned analyst that does numbers for Samsung and everybody, not just fucking gaming. He does it for everybody. And he showed you where his data came from. So anyway, what does this got to do with John Welfare? Well, John Welfare, a lot of people have accused him of being skewed towards Xbox, and he always denied it. But I think this tweet proved it. And I like John. For what I have respect for what John does as an analyst, but maybe this should bring some caution to him while he's on social media. John says the clearest evidence of a money hat is launching a game exactly 1 year later on another platform. And it's not even, it's just a coincidence. How often does a game release on a Wednesday? Black Myth was a Tuesday release, August. That should have set pause to him. He should have said, hold on, why is this releasing on a Wednesday? What is the significance of this date, right? You also had Cold Blood's homie, Peter Ovio. He said, looks more plausible that PlayStation paid to keep Black Myth Wukong from Xbox players. And he quotes Paul Tassi of all people. Oh God, Mr. Non-Research himself. But as I point out here, there are some clear things that show that, again, Xbots and Xbox leaning sympathizers had it all wrong. Number one, the date has reverence, significance when it comes to Black Myth Wukong or the Monkey King, which has serious ramifications in China. If you consider yourself a nerd and you're in this industry, all you got to do is pick up a book or go to Google and check it out. And it's the birth date of the Monkey King is the 20th. So everything that they've done is on the 20th, the 20th of August. Their official gameplay reveal, August 20th, 2020. 12-minute UE5 gameplay test, August 20th, 2021. 6-minute in-game cutscene, August 20th, 2022. August 20th, 2023, IGN and other outlets published their first hands-on preview of the game. And then lastly, the developer comes out and squashes it once again and says, look, why did it in the Q&A about it releasing on Xbox? Look, they said in ensuring the experience met our internal quality standards was no easy feat. Fortunately, we were able to complete this challenging task smoothly within the first year of the game's official release. So there you have it. All right, turn it over to you guys. What do you guys think about the initial rush to judgment that this was money had it, the evidence that came out afterwards, and what do you ultimately think this says about the Xbox community? Who wants to grab that first?
They've been full of shit since last year with this. They've been full of shit.
How you really feel? Okay.
They too busy trying to protect the Series S. Remember, they called them liars because they had trouble with the Series S. They called the Boulder Gate 3 developers liars. One of the best developers in the world. Liars. You know? So this is all them trying to protect the Series S. That's the only thing they trying to do. This really got nothing to do with Wukong because they're not gonna buy it anyway. The cheap motherfuckers ain't gonna buy it anyway. So this is all about protecting the Series S because they all attacked them last year when they said they couldn't put it on there. But that's when the money hat thing started last year. They think this is some kind of evidence. They not looking for no evidence, They not looking for no facts. Your boy got a system, right? It's called the boomstick system. Okay? That's his system. The boomstick system. Say whatever that. Go out and hope it stick against the goddamn wall. You know, so soon as I seen this, I just giggled. You know, I didn't even know about you just taught me something new about the 20th thing. Yeah. Which is crazy. You know, because if I was online all day like they are, I figured, you know, I would see that somewhere. You know, if I've got no life with them and just sitting on there trying to wait, you know.
Yeah.
Guess it would have popped up in my feed sooner or later, and it probably did. It just scrolled right by it because this is the great part. This is the funny part. All these people was happy that they was buying Call of Duty just a couple years ago. Now Money Hatton is back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money Hatton is we call the second Tomb Raider not coming on PlayStation for a year. Was that bad? Chernobyl still ain't hit PlayStation yet. Didn't that come out in October?
Yeah.
Is that bad?
Yep.
Why is it bad for Sony? The company that you pointed out to me is 20 times less valuable than Microsoft. You don't think Microsoft couldn't Money had nothing?
Exactly.
If they wanted to? So, this is just stupid. And this is just continuing the stupid. I used to like Kids Move. I used to find them funny. Now that shit kind of sad. You know? Y'all still in the tent talking about, no, I gotta kill that last Viet Cong. You know, listen, man. Go home. Go see your fucking kids. Get a haircut. Go back to society, brother. Because this shit ain't working. So, that's how I feel about it. But I know Cold Blood, you know.
What's your thoughts, Cold Blood? What'd you think about this whole bull crap?
I mean, goddamn, y'all get proven wrong again and again and again, and you still say it's money added. It has to be. Like, what are you gaining from it being money added? Like nothing. Just PlayStation is paying for exclusivity, but Xbox can do the same with fucking Microsoft money. Is that what you want, really? To say that PlayStation is less broke than fucking Microsoft is? What the fuck are we doing here? Decide, finally. Is PlayStation broke or not? What the fuck? Like, always, PlayStation is broke, but they money at everything. How does that make sense to you? To me, it does not make sense at all.
True. Yep.
No, it was stupid from day one, bro.
Yeah.
Why would the fucking developer lie to you and risk Microsoft suing their ass?
Yeah.
That was always my point. Why would they do that? It'd be dumb. If they had a fucking deal with Sony, they would have said so. Trust me. They like I said, they would have shouted it out from the rooftops.
If they had a deal with Sony, it'd been fucking Wukong remotes out there.
Oh yeah, exactly, bruh.
True.
You know what I think happened? I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Because Sarah Bowen seemed to care more than Phil Spencer. Like, Phil Spencer had his sly shit to say, but he's making, he's surviving off of PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? He just came off the boat and ran into the PlayStation fields. Now he eating like a motherfucker, right? So he didn't really care. He just said some slick shit. Sarah Bowen, first, remember she talked to what's-his-face at XO20 or whatever it was, and then I believe she was the one that was going around to Paul Tassi and Digital Foundry of all people, telling them this dumb dog shit, right? Because it affects her business line, because she's in charge of the platform. Here's what I think happened. I think Black Myth Wukong developers, Game Science, said, you know what? We're changing the date on the Xbox release. We're coming up with another date. Maybe what we'll do is we'll shoot for August 20th of next year, right? And so Xbox is like, hold on. Why specifically August 20th of next year? and not understanding the reverence, because we know Xbox doesn't do its homework. Brad Sams just called them out for not realizing that PlayStation was doing a sale before they raised their prices. So we know Xbox don't do their homework. They probably said, well, why are you waiting a full year? And then they probably heard about Sony sending help over there, because remember, Jeff Grubb talked about this and Jason Schreier talked about this. It was a misunderstanding. They must have assumed that because Sony was sending help over there, and I bet you Game Science said, we'll shoot for August 20th of next year, because they like to do everything on August 20th. They probably assumed, without doing any research, oh, there must be a deal. And they ran with it. I bet you that's what happened, because that's what dumb motherfuckers do that have this decision-making powers. They don't do their research, and they just grasp at anything that's in front of them. And here's the thing. I hate to say this, Xbox community, not trying to be mean, probably doesn't apply to all of y'all, but most of y'all, including the people that write articles and shit that y'all get your information, y'all content creators, y'all are dumb as fuck. Y'all grasp at anything in front of you and you just fall for it. Y'all don't do any research. Y'all live off of copium and hope. Y'all don't follow any facts. So because of that, of course y'all fell for this shit. Now you look stupid. Now you look stupid as fuck. And let this be a lesson to anybody that's really just trying to figure out what to do as far as getting the best product for them. Pay attention to who you're listening to. If the content creators that you're listening to continue to fall for this dumb shit, you need to back away from them. Period. There was one more thing that I saw that, Hunter put this out here. Black Myth Wukong didn't have a PlayStation 5 deal since consultant Daniel Camillo. So that's out there. Another analyst just coming out blatantly saying, no, it didn't happen. Y'all didn't do y'all research. So, okay. Last thing that we're out of here. Juice, Cold Blood, do y'all have any predictions on the Xbox showcase? If you had to guess about it, because Phil is talking about Starfield. So that's Juice's guess. Cold Blood, what's your guess? You got any guesses for the showcase?
Fable.
Okay.
I mean, if it's supposed to come out next year, they should show it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like actual gameplay, not some bullshit cutscene.
Yeah. Now,
and
go ahead.
Wait, what else they got in development? Man, what was that game?
We need one more like, y'all. Can y'all get us to 10 likes? Hit that
like button.
This
don't say Perfect Dark.
No. Fuck that game. Like,
yeah, that game might not even make it.
Yeah, probably. No, I mean this other Clockwork or whatever.
Oh yeah. Clockwork Override or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that one might be there. There was one more game that they hyped
Fable, Clockwork. Oh, Gears E-Day.
Yeah, Gears. Yeah.
Okay.
And one more. What was it, bro? Something that starts with Re, but I can't remember the fucking name.
Oh shit. I don't know. I done tuned out of Xbox content so much. Game or supposed games that are coming. Yeah, I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know. Do y'all know? Does anybody know? If y'all know in the chat, let us know. You said King Duke said the whole slate coming. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Isn't this the event that Xbox didn't allow gamers to come to? Right? Is this the event that was closed up? Okay. Then I think
no Game Fest for the ass.
Yeah, Halo's dropping then. that's my guess. That Halo's dropping.
Shadow drop there.
Halo's dropping. Yeah. He said, Phil says, I've been sworn to secrecy, but not for much longer. Join us this Sunday. Xbox Showcase followed by an exclusive look at the Outer Worlds 2. We got even more surprises that you won't want to miss. I think Halo and or Starfield might be coming. So, yep. All right. Well, that is it for today, folks. Unless you guys had anything else.
I enjoyed myself with you, brother, today. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man, look, Juice, it was a pleasure having you on, brother. If you want to come on, just let us know, man. Just we'll flip the switch, get you in here, man. But we appreciate having you.
Yeah, but
right,
Doriega, you stay out of here, and Sean. F you guys.
Doriega's too busy playing the Switch and driving over vast
Come
lands
here,
of nothing.
FPS gonna fall. FPS gonna
man.
drop. They come in there to 20 and 15.
Y'all got to get into check the description and come in our Discord, because these guys are battling back and forth over PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. I mean, they're going at it, man. You got I got to play catch up because I'm like a day or two behind. I got to play catch up and read some of these, but yeah, definitely check out our Discord. It's in the description. You don't want to be without our Discord. All right, y'all. We're out of here. Till next time. Have a wonderful gaming day. Oh, and one last thing. Don't forget the 10th, which is Tuesday. Thanks to Geek to Sneak, we are doing a giveaway of Death Stranding. In order for you to participate, you have to be a member. We're going to do a magic wheel roll on Tuesday for our Death Stranding winner, courtesy of Geek to Sneak. So if you're not a member, hit that join button now. All right. Well, hit it before it's too late. Peace. Oh, and I might be pulling motherfuckers on the 9th on Monday. So you ain't got forever to do this shit. All right. See y'all. Bye. All right.